If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640, it is The Conway Show. All right, we're back. Crozier took the week off last week, and he's back. Yay. Angel's back. I don't know if she took any time off. Bellio took some time off, and we're all back. So that's, I guess, good news for people like us and horrible news for people that don't. You know, what can you do? Can't please everybody all the time. Over the weekend, I saw the WNBA, some guy, and then we'll get to our first guest here. Some guy, it happened not once, but twice in two different games. A guy threw a green dildo onto the basketball court.
Yikes.
Yeah. And I thought, well, that's kind of, first of all, an odd purchase for the young man, right?
Multiple times. Same person as far as we know?
I don't know. I don't know how many are in that the green dildo game.
So did it stick the landing when it landed, or what happened?
No, but nobody knew what to do with it. There's one woman referee came over and kicked it. She seemed like she was mad at it for some reason. And then a referee picked it up with a towel, put a towel over it like it was a bird, like it was alive.
Scooped it up,
picked it up, and then both teams sent notes saying, "Hey, if you're going to throw the thing away, you know, I could use an extra." It was an odd day. But I think Alex Stone is here to talk more about that.
On that
Alex?
note, yeah. You sure it wasn't a pickle?
But it was an odd thing. Did you see it?
No.
I missed
that getting thrown on.
You know, I love the the fact that a guy, and look, it had to be a guy. Women don't do that. And it had to be a guy, and he had to sneak it into the auditorium or the arena. And at some point, when people were screaming and going crazy because, I don't know, they made 2 shots in a row or something, then he's got to take it and throw it out onto the court and not be recognized because he can get thrown out for it.
And he thought, this is my chance right now. Was it like wobbly where it's a and then throw it?
You only got one life.
And I don't know if you bring a backup just in case the first one hits, a fan and doesn't make it to the court. I don't know.
Do you grunt when you throw?
But they had to stop the game. You know, whistles go off. Stop. What's going on? Green dildo on the court. All right, well, let somebody pick that up.
Acts like he pulls the pin from the grenade and then throws it.
That's right. Unbelievable. Is that not what you're here to talk about?
Oh, no, I think that's what I was here to talk about. That was all it. That was my whole story.
Buddy, you're the best.
Yeah.
No, we have a serious story here, though. Yes. There's some a-hole in Montana who has killed some people, and they got the guy's name, right?
Yeah, they know a lot about him. Michael Paul Brown, and he's been on the run since Friday. 10:30 in the morning, goes into the Owl Bar, the local bar in the tiny town of Anaconda, Montana.
Early, too. It was like 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, 10:30, and there were people in there. I mean, it's a mountain town in Montana.
Yeah.
And, who knows if they were drinking or not. You have to assume that they probably were, but he walked in at 10:30 with a rifle and executed 3 customers and a bartender. He lives next door to the bar, was a regular at the bar, knew his victims, they knew him, and he was only in his underwear and boxer shorts, seen walking away from the scene in surveillance photos that they've given us. But they believe he went home, he got dressed, and then escaped from there and stole a truck, but they think he's on foot now. Montana's Attorney General saying,
we want to find this guy. This is a dangerous individual who was committed an absolutely heinous crime against this community and these victims.
So they think he got dressed after the shooting and that he's got shoes on, he's got clothing, so he's okay out in the wild. But it's a big manhunt, although, Tim, they're saying that they're scaling it down now because there's going to be more of a fugitive recovery using intelligence and technology versus trying to find a guy hiding in the woods. By this point, this may be 3-4 days later now, that they think that he's either hiding out somewhere or he's a long way away. They don't know why he targeted the bar, though. He would go there all the time, but one leading theory in this is because he killed everybody in the bar, and they don't know where he is, so they don't really know why, but is that he had or has severe mental health and PTSD from going to Iraq. He was in the military from 2004 to 2008, and he was deployed to Iraq and apparently saw some very bad things. So that's going to be a part of trying to track him down now. And the former head of the NYPD and now ABC News consultant Bob Boyce, he says that they're going to have to really think about that as they're trying to capture him, because in his mind, he may be in battle right now, that this may have been a battle PTSD sort of thing.
His family says he has schizophrenia, and he also has PTSD from the Iraq. That's factored into how he's going to react once he's cornered, once he's stopped, to see how much energy he has left and what he can do.
So for a while, everything in Anaconda and the county they're in, Deer Lodge County, Montana, was locked down over the weekend, at least Friday into Saturday. And the vehicle, he stole a vehicle before he went out on foot. The vehicle he stole had camping gear in it that he took. So that adds to them thinking he may still be out there in the woods. But no sign that he's dead, but no sign that he's alive either. So they're working on the belief that he's alive somewhere, but his whereabouts are totally unknown. The victims were 59 to 74 years old. The bartender was 64 years old. $7,500 reward out now for his arrest. But
$7,500, that's it.
Yeah, $7,500. So they're out looking for him right now. The governor is going to get a briefing tomorrow morning. We just got an update from the governor of Montana saying he's going to speak publicly about it after he gets his public safety briefing tomorrow morning. But they want to track this guy down. The fear is that something prompted him, probably mental health, to go in and spray bullets in the bar that he would go to all the time, and now what's he going to do?
You know, when I went to school, I went to Bowling Green State University until they said no, get out. But I used to have a buddy that lived above an apartment above a bar/restaurant, and it was loud till 2 a.m. every night. So I get that, that you just and if you have PTSD and you live above a bar or next to a bar, guys coming out all at night long, whizzing on your steps, loud parking, smoking, crashing, yelling. That can't be the perfect setup for this man.
You would think not, although it seems like that he was there a lot of that time. So was there something else at play? Did somebody do him wrong who was a customer in there, or the bartender, or was it just a PTSD episode where he was in battle in his mind with that rifle? Or, was he just like, enough of this? It's 10:30 in the morning, and everybody's already here.
I get it, man. Well, I hope they find this lad and give him the help he needs and, incarcerate him. That's
they're looking
terrible
for him right now.
Buddy, I appreciate you coming on, and we'll talk to you maybe later this week.
You got it.
All right, thanks, bud. All right, there he goes. Alex Stone with ABC News. Man, that guy works a lot. If you watch TV, he's always on TV. He's doing a lot of national stuff now for World News Tonight, and then he comes on with us. That's kind of cool, right? Comes on and parties with us. I don't know, consider it a party, but, comes on and gives us really bad news. All right, we're live on KFI. Crozier is back. Happy birthday, Crozier.
Thank you, my man.
Yeah, what'd you turn? 57. All right. 57 years with
so great.
With big stud and no physicals yet, right?
Not a one.
Not one. All right. Guys going for it.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
All right, we've over the weekend we've had some more violence downtown. There was that big outdoor concert in Inglewood at SoFi Stadium. Hot summer, hard summer. What was that thing out there, Stefo? Hard summer?
Was it hard summer?
Hard summer.
Okay. Yeah.
Hard summer night. And that was the thing that was really loud last year.
Yeah.
And it was heard for literally 9 square miles.
Yeah.
You could hear
it sounded like
the
someone
bass.
was having a house party.
Could you hear it from your house?
Oh, yeah.
Really? How far, as the crow flies, how far are you?
I'm probably like 10 minutes away, give or take. So
if you were a crow, it'd be a 10-minute flight. Nobody can relate to that. Nobody knows what that means.
So about I'd say 3.5, 4 miles.
There you go.
Pretty close.
All right. So that's close, but that's not close enough where you should be able to hear it.
No, it sounded like someone's like I thought someone was just throwing a late night barbecue or something.
Oh, I see. But
Yeah.
it went on till midnight, 1 o'clock?
It's like, like 1 something in the morning.
Did it keep you up?
I mean, it kept me up, but I stay up late anyway, so it didn't really make that much of a difference. But the fact that knowing it came from there later, that was shocking.
Yeah. Well, they turned the speakers, I guess, the opposite way this year, and very few complaints this year. But then all the people that went to that concert, because that concert had to end at 10 o'clock, and young kids, when a concert ends at 10, they don't go home, and put their pajamas on, brush their teeth, and go to bed. They look for the second party, and the second party was downtown L.A. at some big loft there or some big garage or, warehouse. And 2 people ended up getting shot and killed. That's the second incident at a club in the last 2 weeks where, young kids were either run over by that chap out in front of the Vermont club where 37 people were hit by a car. And then the concert over the weekend where 2 people were killed. And so if you have kids that are going to these concerts and then these parties afterwards, you have to be up all night, worried to death until your kids get home. And I'm the same way. When my daughter goes out with her friends to a club or a concert or whatever, I'm up. I don't go to bed. I'm up until she gets home. I think all parents are. And no matter, I don't care what age. Even if your kid's 38, you're up. You're up. But teens are not feeling it this year. I don't know what's going on with the teens. But the teens are rowdy this year. And I imagine, as Doug Steckler used to say, people with the most dangerous people in the world are people with nothing to lose. I think this is that group. I don't think they see a future in owning a home, having a family, getting a good job that pays well. And I think they just lose it. Nobody has any money. Everybody's broke. And teens are getting crazy, even out in the sleepy town of Santa Clarita. And I got a theory about Santa Clarita. And if you indulge me just for a second here, the people that moved to Santa Clarita over the last 40 years, and by the way, big Santa Clarita fan. I love it. I sometimes get in my car at night when I'm done here, and I drive to Santa Clarita to go to that Walmart because it's huge. It's right up on the hill there near Sam's Club. There's a barbecue place there. And I was out there once last year in February and it snowed. I thought that was kind of romantic, being at Walmart and the snow falling outside. I thought that was kind of cool. And so the people that moved out to Santa Clarita were younger people, younger moms and younger dads who wanted to have a nice life for their children. And they moved to Santa Clarita and Valencia. Then they discovered that to have a nice house out there and 2 beautiful cars and raise a family, mom and dad both have to work. So lots of latchkey kids that could do whatever they want for as long as they want until mom and dad got home at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. And I think this is starting to see the result of that. Because when you have kids and they know that mom and dad aren't coming home till 7 or 8 at night, they're going to party. Everyone's going to meet at that person's house. And that's the way it was in the Valley when I was growing up. We always went to a house where the mom and dad were not going to be home. And it continues out there in Santa Clarita. Beautiful, beautiful town, man. I'll tell you. It's the best. I love Santa Clarita. And if I had I'd do it all over again, I'd definitely move out to Santa Clarita and raise my daughter out there. I enjoy that.
A teenager in Santa Clarita arrested at gunpoint.
What the hell's going on in Santa Clarita?
After he allegedly smashed a glass bottle over another teen's head.
Bet that stung, right?
At Pacific Crest Park in a Saugus neighborhood.
Yeah, we have a lot of riffraff coming over to the local park here.
I wonder what they consider riffraff. I wonder where the Santa Clarita riffraff come from. Is that a hit on Palmdale, Lancaster, Saugus? I don't know where the upper echelons are. I don't spend enough time in that community to know what Santa Clarita and Valencia consider riffraff. I don't know where they come from.
We have a lot of riffraff coming over to the local park here.
Frustrated residents on Garnet Canyon Drive say they've raised the alarm for months about large groups of kids disrupting the peace.
Yep. Parents aren't home. Parents are gone. Kids will play.
While partying at Pacific Crest Park.
You know, someone could get killed or hurt, or, you know, there's a lot of kids running around and they're drunk. They could be on drugs.
Residents say weekends can draw crowds of up to 300 kids to the park, drinking and staging street takeovers just steps away from their homes.
Wow, those kids don't know how great they have it out there. They should start behaving. Mom and dad sacrifice a lot to put those kids out there, and it's a great community. I'd straighten those kids out pretty quick.
They'll drive through here 70, 80 miles per hour.
Whoa!
Burnouts, urinating people's front yards, throwing trash, loud noise.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of
burnouts,
this guy sounds like he's could use a cup of coffee himself.
Burnouts, urinating people's front yards.
Right in the front yard.
Throwing trash
all over the place.
Loud noise.
Crazy loud noise.
Fireworks.
Yeah, this guy has
burnouts.
The burnouts. Yeah. No, look, when you're on the news, whether you're on TV news or radio, you're on the news, they put a microphone on your face. Energy. You might be on TV one time in your life. You know, they come out and interview you for something. I don't know, a whale washed up on the shore and you're the first one to find it and they're like, stick a microphone in front of your face. Hey, how often you come to the beach? What do you see? Well, there's a whale washed up. No. Energy, enthusiasm. If you're going to talk to a news camera, crank it up for the 5 seconds they're going to talk to you. What's wrong with you people?
Fireworks sometimes.
They're lighting off, you know, M80s or whatever the fireworks may be that are super loud, and the whole neighborhood can hear them, and they're lighting them off all hours of the night, terrorizing the homeowners that live here.
They've taken their concerns to both law enforcement and the city of Santa Clarita.
How'd that go? Anything?
But the residents say the problems persist. While they hope this arrest will send a message, some doubt it will lead to lasting change.
Catch and release. They get arrested, but they're right back on the streets right after they get arrested. So what's the consequence, you know?
Yeah, got to go after the parents. Parents didn't raise the kids properly. Bottom line. I know you don't like to hear that if you're a parent, but there's the fact check.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Let me go back to that previous story that we were doing in Santa Clarita. I missed a couple of things here. There was a great opportunity to bleep a word. It was supposed to be fireworks, but if you bleep it, it sounds much better. And then there's a term that they used here that I didn't catch the first time that I've never heard before.
They'll drive through here.
It's about the kids acting up in Santa Clarita.
They'll drive through here 70, 80 miles per hour. Burnouts, people's front yards, throwing trash, loud urinating.
I don't know what that is.
Loud urinating.
Is that some guy screaming while he's urinating? Yelling, singing, throwing fireworks.
Really loud sigh.
Yeah, I've never heard loud. Well, that's not true. I've heard loud urinating before, but it's usually, really drunk guy in the can. But you don't hear that often.
Loud urinating.
All right, here's the the bleep that I think it sounds better bleeped. He says fireworks, but I think it's better bleeped.
Fireworks sometimes.
They're lighting off, M80s or whatever the may be.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
It was fireworks.
That was good.
It was fireworks. I didn't, it's not the F word now, but it's just, he used it.
Fireworks sometimes.
They're lighting off, M80s or whatever the may be.
That's what happens. But if you want to hear what that was with on a normal, without some idiot going back and editing it, sound like this.
Urinating people's front yards, throwing trash, loud noise, fireworks sometimes.
they're lighting off.
Fireworks sometimes. That's what it said. All right, we had a sad weekend. I found out yesterday that our buddy Mike O Brien passed away, and that made me very sad. I know Angel Martinez, you were very close with Mike. He was the voice of the reporter in the sky. Nobody did traffic like him up in the airplane. He worked for KNX for a long, long time, and then we stole him, and he came over here, and he seemed to be happier over here than he ever was in his life. He was a bigger-than-life character, and I always saw him at Santa Anita. Always saw him at Santa Anita. So I was there last night at Santa Anita. It's around 8:30 at night. I'm in the basement with 15 other total losers betting off track. You know, we're betting low sal, but we don't either have the money to go down there or the transportation to go down there. So we go to Santa Anita and bet off track, and it's wild loserville, and including myself in that group as well. And I'm looking at the program, and I see Track Jester, right? The comedy guy at the track. And I always thought, oh, that's Mike O Brien for sure. He was always the loudest, funniest guy at the track. And I put a 10 on that horse. It won by 5 lengths. It went off at 17-1. And I'm sure that Mike O Brien was at Santa Anita last night giving me some help. He helped me out last night, that guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really cool guy. He's got great kids, too. I always saw him. He was always, every time I saw him on his day off, he was with his kids. Every single time I saw him. Whether it was our events at Morongo or the racetrack or any kind of remote that we were doing in Orange County, at the White House, or at Wendy's. He was always there, and he always had his kids with him. Great dad. And Angel, I know that you went out to the hospital yesterday and had an opportunity to see him right before he passed away.
Yes, I did. And they had FS1 on so he can watch the ponies.
Oh, that's great.
It was great.
One last shot. Yeah, he enjoyed it, man. He and went for it. You know, every time I saw him out there, he had I could never shake his hand. He always had 2 drinks working at the same time. My kind of guy. Never was one of those guys who were like, had to go behind a trash can to have a shot. He was all out in the open. Yep, 2 beers, 2 shots, bang, bang, and he enjoyed himself. Loud guy at the track, and I really liked that. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and Mike sure thought the world of you, and his sons do as well. Ryan and Jeff, they all adore you.
Yeah, I reached out to Ryan last night, and I don't know if I could read this. I guess I can. Maybe I shouldn't. But this is so great. Let me find it here. Okay, this is great. I wrote to Ryan, to Mike O'Brien's dad. I said, Ryan, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'll never go to Santa Anita again without thinking of your dad. Funniest radio guy ever. God bless your family, Conway. And then he wrote back, thank you. Means a lot. He really was one of a kind, one of the greatest airborne traffic reporters ever. And the world will never have another Mike O'Brien. That's for sure. He loved working with you and all the rest of the KFI team. I appreciate your kind words very much. But Crozier, you knew him well as well. You were you were at the parties with all of us. That guy was going for it, man. He was a real pro too.
You ain't kidding. And like you had pointed out before, man, he had his kids with him quite often, and it was very obvious that they had a great relationship.
Oh yeah,
kids and dad. Like that to me was the coolest part of seeing him around, was he'd have one or even a couple kids of his kids there at the events.
Yeah, and these weren't young kids he was towing around. These are kids in their 30s.
Yeah,
and still hanging out with them.
You could just tell they really thought a lot of their dad.
Yeah, and it wasn't like he was at the turf club sitting with them ordering food. He was with us in the mustard section, exactly. On the rail, getting, and I remember seeing Mike and he had a Band-Aid on his head. I guess he hit his head or had something removed or whatever. And they had like 2 or 3 Band-Aids. I said, is that something you had removed? He goes, yeah, I was going to go to the emergency room, but I just had enough money for this last trifecta, so I was going to stop by.
Priorities.
Yeah, my kind of guy, right? The emergency room and urgent care comes second to the nightcap trifecta.
He genuinely loved doing this when he was doing traffic for us, when he was flying, man.
Oh,
he genuinely loved doing it. He loved being in radio. He talked about it all the time. Like he always, you could tell he just had an affinity and a love for it. Just listening to other people on the air and talking about other people on the air. He was a big fan of being in radio.
And when he came on, he didn't come on to talk about, last thing he came on to talk to us about was traffic. He would always come on and talk about, what concerts going on, or where he was, and people could see him flying over in that plane.
Yeah.
And people, noticed that. He'd be like, oh, I'm over the 5 freeway, right where the 405 and the 5. And then people look up and see, oh, that's Mike O Brien. And I think it was a 40-year career doing that, maybe more. But that guy was the best, man. That Mike O Brien, top shelf guy. Top shelf guy. And that Morongo party won't be the same without him. Always there, always having a great time with his kids. And I hope his kids keep coming. I hope his kids keep his spirit alive and keep going to that thing.
Yeah, it's a hard loss, man.
Yeah, it really is. It really is terrible. All right, God bless the O'Brien family.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
It's Conway Show. Maybe you saw that pursuit that ended up at the Atwater Village Costco, which is my Costco when I don't go to the Burbank one. When you go to, you'd like to go to different Costcos to get different products. They offer different products at different Costcos. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not, but they do.
I was not aware of that.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Yeah, they do.
Very true.
Yep. There you go.
So what does Atwater Costco offer that your Burbank doesn't?
It's bigger, I think. It's newer. It's got that new Costco feel, newer than Burbank. And it's, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just different, okay? Just go with it, Bellia.
Okay.
Or off the air, hit me with that.
Yeah,
but it's embarrassing when you say, hey, what's different about it? I can't come up with anything.
It is a little embarrassing. I actually thought you'd have more to say.
I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's the same crap. I don't know. But it ended up at my Costco, and they shut Costco down because this nut decided to drive his custom van with spray paint all over it. He had written something on the hood. Could you tell what he wrote on the hood, Bellium?
No.
1 chicken per person, something like that.
So it was a message for me.
I think it was. Belia likes to go to Costco and get 9 chickens.
I did that once.
I know, but
and it was for a party.
I know, but you murder once, you're a murderer.
One else... Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Nice argument. Nice comeback. Please.
About as good as your Costco and Atwater's.
All right, now we're even. But and then you took 9 chickens or 8. I don't know.
I paid for them, by the way.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, hey, congratulations! You didn't steal. That's great. In 2025, that's a positive.
And it was towards the end of the night, so they weren't moving anyway.
And
I did them a favor by taking them off their hands.
But you felt guilty about it. You put them in your cart, and then you said you put a welcome mat over them.
Yeah.
To hide them.
I didn't want to be judged on my way to the.
Well, you're going to be.
Well, I shouldn't be.
Well, then go in 9 different times. I
really don't have that energy.
Okay, well, you have the energy to take all those chickens to some party you went to.
It was my party.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And I served the chickens, so I actually shared it with more people than probably if other people had bought chickens.
Let me answer me honestly, okay?
Okay.
When they said, "Oh, that's great chicken. How did you make it?" Do you confess or do you give them a BS recipe?
Well, I've done both. But that time, I think it was obvious what it was.
Yeah, right.
So I couldn't.
Because they're still in the plastics.
Kind of.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, but this pursuit ended at my Costco.
A pursuit suspect is in custody after an hours-long standoff with LAPD while parked in a Costco parking lot. Sky 5 captured the nearly 3-hour standoff, which began this morning around 10:30. Officials say that the man was making criminal threats and had a sign on his dashboard referencing a bomb. Now, the hood of his van was also spray painted with the words "Toxicology, test my corpse," and "This vehicle."
Odd.
Toxicology, test my corpse, and
all right. Well, the cops are going to give him an opportunity for that.
This vehicle. Authorities say that the man was suffering from a mental health crisis. After lengthy negotiations, they managed to convince him to come out of his vehicle voluntarily. He's now in police custody.
I think there's a lot of this going on. I think a lot of people are just hanging on, just holding on, right on the edge, and a lot of people are snapping. It's a snappy summer here in LA and in Southern California. I don't know what it is. I don't know, it's something in the air. I don't want to blame the vax, but some people are going down that road. It's just that people are on the edge. They're about to snap. And I'm not talking about just, homeless guys or guys like this who live in their van. I'm talking about all walks of life. People are just barely hanging on. And I can't define it. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's too hot, whether there's not enough money around, people lost good jobs, or a combination of everything, what we're eating. Maybe we're not sleeping right. Oh, you know what? I'm glad we're doing this today then, Bellio. At 5:35, we have a guest coming on. A guy named Dr. Greg from psychology and emphasis on functional medicine. And he's got this thing that my wife tried, and I wanted to ask him about it because here's what I'm looking for in life. I'm looking for a product that makes me feel better without making any significant changes in my life.
You're not willing to do anything.
Nothing.
You need this to be like the miracle.
More for less.
Miracle beyond miracles.
Yes.
And my wife's having a good experience with this, so I want to see if it's,
minimum effort, maximum result.
That's right. I don't want to start working out or eat better or quit drinking or quit gambling. Is that enough?
That's enough.
But I want to feel better. And so at 5:35, we might have the answer. I might have the answer for you. That'd be cool. All right, the bomb squad is out there. I hope that goes well. We've had a bad experience with bomb squad lately, so everyone's on edge when this happens.
The LAPD officers, as well as the bomb squad, they are stationed underneath the 210 freeway right here at Terabella, as you mentioned, for some sort of a military ordinance that was found here in the area. They did not specify exactly where that ordinance was found. You can see a neighborhood that's adjacent to the 210 freeway on both sides. We believe it was found somewhere in this area. They have not.
Where is Terabella? Is that out near you, Croge?
Don't know the name.
Where is that? Who does traffic for us?
Angel.
Angel.
Oh, yeah.
Angel. Where is Terabella in the 210? Do you know?
Yeah, it's out up in the Lakeview Terrace area.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. The valley, like Eastern Valley, Northeast Valley. Right?
Yeah, the Northeast Valley.
Yeah, okay.
They have
Just
not
the 5
mentioned
and the 118.
Oh, okay. I know what that is. Okay. There's a Costco out there. And they have different products, so you got to go to a different.
What products do they have there at that Costco?
It's bigger, it's newer. I like to get out and enjoy myself. Yeah. Well, at least I don't take 9 chickens. Sometimes you had 9 chickens.
I paid for them.
Yeah, I know. They put a mat, a welcome mat over them. Took them home.
At least I served them.
Did you say you made them at home or? Same stupid show every 10 minutes. It's like Ventura Boulevard. It repeats itself every 2 miles. There's your Costco. There's your Denny's.
That's great if you missed something. We'll cover it again.
There's your gas station. There's your Mexican restaurant. And bang, we're going to do it again. Starbucks, Mexican restaurant, Target. Every 2 minutes.
At least you're entertaining.
Repeats itself.
Right?
I don't know. Who knows? All right. Let's just play commercials, man. All right. It's Conway Show on KFI AM640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.